Yeah, that's how it always starts.
There's a place in this town where kids learn the wrong things.
Stack of Dimes.
A place where they keep a vicious secret.
Stack of Dimes.
A place controlled by people who profit from pain.
Stack of Dimes.
Now, this town's vicious secret is exposed. There's only one thing to do. Get ready for
Stack of Dimes. Stack of Dimes. Stack of Dimes. Stack of Dimes.
Stack of Dimes. We are the podcast that you left in a hot car for too long, and you're going about your day. You come back to the car, you open the door up, and it just smells so bad. You left your SOD sitting in the back floorboard in the hot sun, and man, is it stinky. Does that work?
That works. I've got one too.
All right.
Stack of Dimes. This is the show that gets caught in the seat of the car and just smells for years.
Well, isn't that the same thing? Basically?
Is that the same thing? I was saying it was like a fart.
Oh.
You know?
Oh, like it's seeped into the cushions.
We are the fart of podcasts that gets stuck in a seat cushion.
That's pretty good, yeah. That basically sums up what this fucking turd is. Welcome to the show, everyone. We are in the Roden Family Fun Center. We have a new
computer,
a new used PC laptop. We've got this thing held together with Scotch tape, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's basically held up with string right now.
So we have no idea. We're trusting that it sounds okay. We don't know. This is our first time recording with this setup, but we're going to persevere. We're going to make it through.
That's right.
I'm sure it'll be at least listenable in some fashion. So, all right. Well, welcome. So you wanted to, first of all, you just got back from a road trip. How long were you gone?
Yeah. Let's see. What was it? It was 10 days?
And by the way, Roden Family Fun Center with one Roden, Aaron Roden.
That's right.
On the show today. So.
That's right.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was. We were gone for about a week. Yeah, but this is the first time I've ever taken 3 weeks. As a vacation.
Wow.
You ever done that before?
Sure.
Yeah.
I usually in a foreign country when I do that.
Yeah. See, I've never done that before at my current job that I've had for 20 years. Mm-hmm. It's always been like 2 weeks.
Yep.
And then little, extended
things here and there.
Weekends here and there and stuff. But now, since I've been there for so fucking long, I'm now, earning a lot more vacation time throughout the year.
Do you have a use it or lose it situation? Does it top out?
Once you get to a certain number, yeah. But I've never even gotten close to that number.
Yeah.
Right? Which is like, I work with so many people that have gotten to that number and then just are getting paid out for their vacation leave. And it's like, what are you doing with yourself? These are the same people that are now, there's a guy that I work with that retired 6 years ago, and this is his third time just coming back to work.
Why?
Fuck if I know, man.
Like well, I guess you don't
just
really
like
ask
these.
him.
This is the thing with like working with people in the trades, is like they really just don't have a lot going on. I think it's more like a boomer generation thing too.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say I think the older generations, and it probably includes our generation, or at least my generation, to a certain extent, as well, where it's like so much of their lives is wrapped around their career and their job.
Yeah.
That when they retire, they don't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe something changes in your brain at a certain age. But I would have no fucking problem.
Dude, I was screaming it from the mountaintops when I got back to work this week. And I was just like, everybody, I figured it out. No more 2-week vacations. Take 3 weeks. And then this guy was back all of a sudden, right? Like he came back while I was on vacation.
Oh, this dude that you were talking about that retired. This is like his unretiring.
He was retired twice. Oh my God. He's back a third time.
So
right?
that just happened after after
I came back and I was like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing here? And
do you like this guy?
No, not really. No, not at all. He's one of those dudes that will tell a story whether you want to hear it or not. And the story will drag on.
Well, but then like, what do you say to him? You're like, do you say to him like, "Hey, Terry, I don't have time for this right now," and he just keeps going? Like,
I will try to back away. And sometimes I just, like, most of the time I just don't engage, right? You just can't engage with the dude sometimes. But,
so like, he's coming up to you and starting to tell you a story.
No, you'll just say, "Hey, good."
Walk away.
You'll just say, "Hey, good morning," and then it'll just be like, and we've got cubicles and everything like that, so you can just hear what's going on.
Okay. It's not like he came to you face to face and you just turned and walked away mid sentence while he's talking. That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes.
Wow, dude.
But so a lot of his stories too center around just women wanting him all the time, young and old.
What?
And it's just so not true. Like, none of it's based in truth. Like, a lot of his stories are just like, they're so fabricated you can just
What's
see
he
right
look
through.
like? Paint us a picture here.
Older man, big old just round belly that sticks out. He tucks in his shirt super tight, so it's like even more accentuated.
Accentuates it. Does it look like
he
one
wears
of
a shit ton of like old guy cologne
like
too, like to the point
Old
where
Spice?
in the morning it's like, that's a lot, dude.
and
That's
like
a
the
lot.
original Old Spice scent?
It might be.
Yeah.
Or it's just like, or it's one of those, what's the Jovan Musk?
Sure.
You remember that one?
No.
Oh my
Brute?
God.
Remember
Maybe it could be a brute. Yeah.
Does his gut look like the kind of gut that's like one of those rock hard diabetes gut?
It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's fairly round.
Yeah.
Perfectly round.
So I mean,
he's not a huge dude. He's a little bit on the shorter side. He's got gray hair. He talks very loud.
Does he have facial hair?
Nope, no facial hair. He's always kind of got a smile on his face a little bit. He when he was much younger, he was probably a fairly good-looking dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you won't deny him that.
Aging gracefully.
Okay. So you would say that he's not like disgusting in any way.
No, I wouldn't say he's repulsive.
But he's not Richard Gere.
But people aren't coming to the door, answering the door when this man rings the doorbell. One of his stories, by the way, one of his many stories that start out like this. I rang the doorbell and a young woman came to the door in a negligee.
A negligee.
And I was like, first of all, Ken, nobody wears a fucking...
Oh,
I
it's
just
Ken.
said his name.
You said his name, dude. Terry.
Yeah, Terry.
First of all,
Terry, nobody's wearing negligees anymore.
Negligee, dude.
Or he'd say, like, one of his stories was, and I remember this like it was yesterday. It was like, this is a story from like 10 years ago that he told me. Yeah, she came to the door in a teddy. She invited me in. And I was like, no, she didn't.
Lingerie.
Yeah. This woman who lives in a fucking mansion, like, nobody's inviting you in, to come and have hot, quote unquote, hot coffee, just like, give it a rest, dude.
So, but none of these stories do they ever end with like, oh yeah, we just
banged for hours.
No. It's always just like, I can tell.
It's just like, I can tell they thought I was hot, Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But
so you get back from your road trip, and so old Terry's back.
Terry's back for a third time.
Yeah.
But he's not the only one that has like come back to our workplace after retiring.
It must be like such a fun job. They just miss it.
It's not. And I really, really, like, I've known this for a while, but after this 3-week vacation, I was like, I could do this easily and never ever come back here.
I honestly, I do not understand people that outside of their work have nothing else going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
or they've made such bad investments or not invested at all in any type of retirement fund that that's a whole other story.
That's
like, a whole different.
If you're coming back to work because,
financially,
I understand that. But if it's something where it's like, I'm just bored and I don't know what to do with myself, which I've heard before. But I guess I could understand, like,
and that's all the guys, by the way, that have come back before. And there's been a lot.
I guess I could
That's
understand
all what's going on.
if you were like, hey, I want to keep busy job. Like I've heard when I used to work at a golf course, that was my first job. I was like I cleaned the golf. I was a cart attendant.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but there were a lot of old guys that we had that were like marshals out on the golf course.
Yeah.
And all they did was tool around in a golf cart, making sure that the guys are following the rules of the course.
That would kind of be a fun job.
And they were all just old dudes.
Yeah. And you get free golf.
And you get free golf.
Right.
And I would talk to these guys, and the guy's like, yeah, I'm retired, but I just took this gig because I get outdoors. Even though I'm riding around a golf cart, I'm still walking around, and you know, and I'm around the game, and I was like, okay, I understand that, I get that, like that makes sense to me.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I could also see myself like working at a tiny little store.
I could see you doing like woodworking in some capacity.
Well, woodworking would definitely be high on my priority list.
Like if there was a shop.
But if we're talking about just like a little tiny part-time job or some shit,
you could see yourself doing
I could
that.
see myself like just bullshitting with people, ringing people up at a little
I figured
tiny
you'd
store
say it's
for
some
2
sort
hours
of
a day.
some sort of a shop, like a wood shop or like a.
Well, hopefully I'd have my own.
Well,
right?
sure, but
You know?
but I mean, like if you were looking for a gig that was like a part-time gig, something around that field you would probably really enjoy.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Dude, it's not like I have a whole lot going on, but just like, around this podcast, just stupid bullshit like that. I'd probably do my MMA podcast again, but more like focused.
Yeah.
My goddamn movie collecting bullshit. Right now I'm cataloging
I'd
a
help
bunch
you.
of that.
Here's what we do in retirement.
What's-
I help you build a series of like a whole library shelving unit
I thought you were going to say,
with a ladder that goes across on a brass bar.
yeah, that you could like put, it's
Yes.
like, yeah.
We
but
build a
I
spiral
thought-
staircase up into the library.
Yeah. I thought you were
buddy.
going somewhere else different than that.
What's that?
I thought you were going to make like,
Stairway to Heaven?
No, like make me a jack chamber. Because by that time when we're retired, dude, this VR bullshit is going to be
It's going to be
so next level.
Next level.
That you can just make me a goon room.
A goon room. I haven't heard that tossed around, that word tossed around
I know.
for a while.
Me either.
Gooning.
I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, what are you talking about?
What is this?
What are you?
And then you
I
find
think it
out
was
and you're
Luke.
like, it's the perfect word for it.
It's so fucking stupid, dude. But anyways, can you make me a goon room?
Sure, man. We'll make it extra
Yeah.
special. We'll put.
Oh, my
there's
wife's-
going to be a lot of vinyl, a lot of like vinyl padding, like
things
things that wipe easily.
Yeah, wipe easily. Like my wife's got a she shed.
so
I got my
gross.
goon room. been doing a lot of work in my goon room, dude.
What are you doing today, Dodrell? I gotta spend a couple hours in the goon room.
Yeah. Lost track of time, man. I was there for 2 days.
It takes out at that age too. It takes a little while to get it up. So it's
Oh,
like
fuck, man.
get things going.
Oh man! All right, so road trips, dude. Road trips.
Road trips.
Just refocus here. Refocus.
How many road trips did you go on as a kid?
Quite a few.
Quite a few, right?
Yeah,
It was a very normal thing.
We never flew.
for white America.
We never flew anywhere. The first
Yeah.
time I was ever on a plane, I think I was like 15 or 16.
Really that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never flew. We took the train one time down to LA.
Oh, nice.
But most of the stuff we drove to Reno. My dad, we had a Chevy Malibu Classic station wagon.
We had a Ford Crown Victoria station
Okay.
wagon. Yeah. With the suicide seats in the very back.
We didn't have the suicide seats in the very back. We had there's 3 kids, so there was enough room for
Sure.
bench seats, vinyl bench seats
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the front and in the back. So 6 total could fit in this piece of shit.
I'm pretty sure I've told this story before about that station wagon because my dad bought it in 1988 and then we had it up until 1999 and my brother drove it in high school and like decked it out, like he put like police lights in it, like
wow.
like flashing lights in it. Put some chrome hubcaps on. He replaced the knob on the shifter, which was on the tree.
Oh, right? Yeah. Same with this one. Was
replaced the knob
tree.
with this like knurled like blue metal.
I thought you were gonna say like a
thing.
skull or something.
No, it was insane.
Yeah.
But every time you would get into that, because it wasn't vinyl seats, they were fabric seats, and every time you'd get into that front seat and plop down in it, a waft of fucking like 20-year-old farts would come up through that seat. I guess it wasn't 20, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think ours was I want to say ours was like maybe like an 82 or 83.
Yeah,
and we had that until until like freshman year of high school, sophomore year.
What kind of engine did it have in it?
I have no idea.
Ours had a V8.
I'm pretty sure it probably had a V8.
Because, I mean, these things were boats. You had to have a massive engine.
It was a massive boat, yeah.
Right? And, but that thing pulled when my dad bought a boat, a Bayliner, with a cuddy cabin in it.
Ooh, wow,
dude. It's a sizable ski boat.
Yeah.
Right? And that thing pulled that Bayliner throughout Washington, Idaho, Oregon, Montana, and then Northern California.
Wow.
And we went on almost, I gotta say, it must have been like a 3-week long, almost 4-week long road trip one time. My dad took a whole month off of work, and we went on this massive road trip and went up into Canada and like all around up there and stuff, and just we skied, we inner tubed, we knee boarded, and yeah,
cool,
it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
You didn't do any scurfing?
Scurfing? Is that the surfing behind the boat?
I think scurfing was the original wakeboarding, if I remember correctly.
No, I could never get up on a wakeboard.
Yeah.
Never, ever.
But I believe it was
still to this day have not been able to get up on a wakeboard.
JD could speak to this more, but I believe there was a company that invented it and they branded it Scurfing.
Scurfing.
And they would sell Scurf boards, but it took off as wakeboarding.
Yeah.
They were Scurfing.
Right.
Some bullshit like that. I don't know. I was terrible at any sort of water sports like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
First of all, terrible swimmer. I was a terrible swimmer. Still am. Not a great swimmer.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that shit was too scary for me, man. I think I went back on a tube maybe once, but I never knee boarded or water skied or any of that crap.
Yeah.
I was just too chicken shit.
I got to the point on the knee board I could do I could turn around.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like
yeah,
I could pass the thing behind my back,
sure.
and then be forward again.
Yeah,
but that was like the only
line
thing. Anytime I would go over like a wave, I would just fucking eat shit. You know.
In Canada, you were doing this in Canada.
Yeah, we were doing that in Canada. Yeah. It was a fun time.
That's cool.
It was a fun time.
Yeah, we drove to Reno. I remember that, but a lot of the stuff was mostly like in-state stuff. We had a piece of property that we shared with family that was down in kind of more of a it was between if you get to Chehalis and you then decide to drive to the coast, like to Raymond.
Sure.
It was in between there. It was a place called Wallville. It was an old logging town that didn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And my grandparents on both sides worked around this logging camp or this logging town at the time. And so my grandma, when the logging town went away, when that kind of bust happened, she bought a bunch of the land there.
Okay.
And bought it with like my dad and my uncle and all the stuff. And there were always these ideas of building a cabin there. It had a nice little creek that ran through this field.
Yeah.
And so we would go down there and camp all the time.
Yeah.
Every summer we'd go camp there. So that's another way for my parents to save money was,
oh, sure.
We all own this thing. And
it's such a cheaper way to do a pretty awesome vacation.
Yeah. We'd set up
I always remember it being a lot of fun, you know, although I do remember like the drive in between the spots, right?
Miserable.
Fucking miserable until Game Boys came out. But then you had a problem with how many batteries you could bring with you.
Yes.
Because those were expensive.
and you couldn't play them at night.
Right.
So if you're driving anywhere in the car, you could get. I remember my brother got one of those
stupid little light
fucking
things
lights
that would go over the screen, but you could barely see it anyway.
fucking light
Yeah.
that went. It was like went around the screen.
Went around
and
the
then it had-
screen. Those were the first ones.
It took 4 AA batteries.
Yeah. And so did the Game Boy.
And so did the Game Boy,
Right.
and it just fucking it just would go through that shit.
Oh yeah. But then they came out with the ones that would slide over the thing, and it had like a little lamp that would
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
come,
It was like a little-
come over
yeah.
it. But the problem with the Game Boys too was that you would get so much reflection off of those lights
Sure.
too. So
Yeah.
you had to hold it at a certain
angle, yeah.
to try to see it, or you'd have to mess with the contrast to like really be able to see it and stuff like that. Kids now, like on this road trip we took,
Insane, dude.
I mean, they were on their phones the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time. And there was cell service everywhere. We went even toward when we went to like our camping spot, which was in the Redwood National Forest in Northern California. Like right until we, kind of pulled off the beaten path and then started going towards the campsite, they still had service. So they were able to like just veg out on YouTube videos and stuff.
Wild.
We had to even like make them put their phones away for a
bet.
little while.
I
It's
bet.
like, just fucking be bored for a minute. Be bored for a minute.
This is funny. You just reminded me, this is a little bit of a tangent, but so my work's been running a little lean, like most places lately.
Yeah.
And we have, we also have like some employee changeover, and currently we don't have enough people to work like promotion events. So I went and worked the Evergreen State Fair, which is the second largest, used to be, I don't know, I think it still is, second largest fair in the state of Washington. And my shift was 4 hours long, and we're not supposed to be on our phone because we're public facing. You come up, it's like someone wants to talk about the radio station or whatever. You're playing the radio station. You've got stickers to hand out, shit like that.
Yeah.
So no one was available to do the shift. So I did a 4-hour shift, and I didn't, other than texting the people coming in to replace me, like, hey, can you grab this when you come in? Can you grab this? Or just other than that, I just stood there.
You raw dogged it.
And stared around the fair.
That's some good people watching, though.
Good people watching, and then every now and then
only
people would
goes
come
so
up
far.
and interact with them. But like, I don't know the last time I was forced to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have to anymore.
Right.
And so I made it through. It was fine, but I just thought to myself when I was in, I was like, boy, this is a feeling I've not had in a long time.
You know what? So the other day, had a little bubble guts going. Forgot my phone out in the living room. Had to run, Had to go quick.
No.
Forgot the phone. Had to full on just raw dog taking a deuce.
And just stare around the room.
And just stare around that tiny little bathroom in there.
I don't understand people that, I know people that.
You know what? Got off the toilet a lot quicker.
I bet you did.
Than
Yeah,
normal.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Probably, your hemorrhoids were probably very thankful.
Yeah. They were like, why can't you do this more?
More often. But
so we're not so inflamed all the time.
I know people that they find it disgusting to be on your phone.
Yeah.
And so they're not on their phone when they take. So either they just, like you said, they just must go in and just go bing bong boom and then out.
You know what's more disgusting?
What?
Having flipping through like a paperback book of Sudoku.
And then putting it back.
You know what absorbs poo particles? Fucking paper. All right. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with any of that stuff, man.
I don't either.
I don't give a shit. And I've said this before. I'll say it on this fucking show. I don't care. Judge away. I don't use those goddamn ass gaskets. I don't use them. The only time I do is if the toilet.
Oh, you mean the toilet seat covers?
Yeah, the cover.
Oh, yeah.
Only time I ever use that is if it's absolutely disgusting.
Yes.
But other than that, I can't stand the way they feel.
No, dude.
They slick around.
I always feel like my poop's gonna touch me.
It's gonna touch it. Yeah.
It's gonna get stuck on that paper flap.
It's the flap.
And it's gonna touch me, and then I'm gonna have to do more wiping.
I was told that flap you're supposed to let fall down
so that it pulls the thing in when you flush it.
Does that work?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know
It
if
has for
I've
me,
ever.
anyway.
I usually. I don't think I'd let it do it that way. Like I get up and like knock it into the toilet and then flush.
Well, I think so. I'm trying to remember the last time I used one, and I do believe that it didn't work that way.
Yeah.
So I had to like kick it in with my foot.
Your own ass was sitting on it.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's like I don't want to touch it with my hands.
I don't like that flap back there too.
I don't like
you're
it,
saying,
dude. I don't like it.
Like you're gonna like a turd's gonna like brush up against it as
Yeah,
it falls.
I've even tried to like turn it. Like one time I had the idea, I was like, maybe it should go the other way. Like, so the flap should be
so
in
the flap's
front.
where your dick is?
But then my dong touched it. Like when I was peeing, and the whole tip of my dong got all peed on.
Yeah. Holy shit, dude.
They're just kind of worthless.
Yeah,
Like,
I think they're
it's
worthless.
It's like
You ever had
this
to wipe
thing
with
is
one?
so thin.
You ever had to wipe with one?
No, no.
I've never had to either, but I've
that
heard
sounds terrible.
people that are like get in there and do their business and there's no toilet paper and they look around and they're like, well,
so
they've
they
got
tear
this,
a bunch of squares off of that thing.
Yeah. I've never done
It just seems like that would not do what you want it to.
No.
Like that would just like, first of all, it'd probably rip, and then you're just touching poo with your fingers. And
very thin, right?
It's
Like,
very thin. And it's waxy.
Yeah, I was
kind
gonna
of.
say kind of waxy.
So it's like it just maybe would smear things around a little bit. I don't
Oh
know.
God, love you. So my point is that I'm not that grossed out by like if there's a book sitting there. I know people that have talked about that, and like it doesn't. What? And especially if it's my own house.
Yeah, sure.
And for God's sake, like
yeah. I mean, if that grosses you out, then definitely having your toothbrushes in the same bathroom should gross you out as well.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. What the hell were we talking about?
I don't know. We were supposed to be talking about road trips, which is just fucking just turned into.
That's right.
All sorts
I
of
do have one thing that I did want to talk about with you, and I had mentioned this already with you, but we did stop in this place called Grants Pass, and we went to this fucking restaurant, dude, that was just so weird. It was called The Lodge, and it was like right across the street from our hotel, and that we were staying at in Grants Pass. It was like 105 degrees there, dude.
Jesus
when we got there, it
Christ.
was miserable. We when we drove through, like, I was just watching people like kind of walk on the sidewalk. There was this woman that was just walking, and she had a pitcher of ice water that you could tell was like the ice was already melted.
Yeah.
And she's just walking down the street, and she just douses herself with this pitcher. Just fucking just pours it right over her head. It was so hot. It was weird. Anyway,
That's one way to cool down, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. But so we go to this place called The Lodge just because it was close proximity, right?
Can you paint a picture of what, like, classic diner, or was it like,
no, it was, I mean, it looked like a lodge, right? From the exterior, this place looked awesome. It was right on this river, right? Like right up above this river. They had this deck out there and stuff that had like, umbrellas, shade umbrellas and stuff. And then there's this like whole walkway, and it was really well manicured and stuff. And it looked like a really nice place. We walk into this place, and we had to wait for a table. And then they bring us to the table, and I noticed there's no kitchen in this restaurant. Like, I was like, well, maybe it's in the basement or something, because there was like stairs down to the basement. But they take us into this great room, and it's just like some like buffet kind of tables, but they're not set up like that. It's just counter spaces over on the far wall. And then it's like just this massive wall of windows, because it's kind of set up like a log cabin, like a huge A-frame log cabin, right? And there's people sitting all around. But I do notice, I was like, there's no music playing, right? And it's just this big kind of empty room with a bunch of seats and tables in it. And there's no fucking kitchen. We order for an appetizer. We order squid, calamari.
Right.
Calamari comes. It's those big like Gets Grants Pass, so it's nowhere near the fucking ocean.
Oh, Christ. But I mean, you would think like that's calamari is one of those things.
You get it frozen.
It's frozen. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like
right. It comes on this plate. It looks like somebody vomited on it. They covered it in like this weird like pepper chutney.
What?
This like multicolored peppers.
Okay.
And it's kind of spicy and stuff, but it looks like fucking vomit, right? And it's those long French fry cuts of squid, which is probably not squid, by the way.
What do you think it is?
Because regular calamari, you get the rings.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and you get the tentacle pieces. Like, that's real calamari.
Yeah.
Right? That's real squid.
Yeah.
Nobody out there is catching, like, giant squid.
No. Yes. Yeah.
Deep sea giant squid and Julian cutting this stuff.
So
right?
what was it, do you think?
I have no idea.
Like octopus?
Probably. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
Was it good?
No, it was so soggy from all that pepper like chutney that they put all over it that like
your kids were there too.
Yeah.
Did they even touch this? I would.
We ate it because we were starving, but like nobody was like, oh, that's delicious. Like it was all soggy and stuff. It's like, dude, put that shit on the side.
Yeah.
Like you don't a fried thing that's supposed to be breaded and crispy.
Yeah, that you dip. You always dip it into
stuff.
Yeah.
You don't fucking cover it in a bunch of wet slop. Especially when it looks like fucking vomit.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was a little weird. I ordered the Philly cheesesteak. Thinking that
now
okay,
you've told me this. You were like,
Yeah.
dude, I got to tell you about this Philly cheesesteak, and I said save it for the show.
yeah, but
You
I
told me
you
a
about it
little
anyway.
bit. You told me a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so this thing shows up, and immediately I'm like, oh, that's just roast beef. Like
that's
because they had roast beef sandwich was on there too on the menu, and I was like, this is just the roast beef sandwich. They just put maybe cheese on it or something. And the it's straight up just roast beef. It's not chopped up or anything like that with any peppers or mushrooms or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
And I take the first bite out of it. It's not even really cooked. There's no seasoning on it. It's just like I take the first bite, and of course with roast beef too, it's kind of fatty. You pull like most of it out when you try to bite through it. It doesn't taste like anything. It's supposed to have provolone on it, which is not really a
cheese
good
whiz,
cheesesteak cheese anyway. Yeah. But I bite into this thing, and it's full of fucking Philadelphia cream cheese.
It's a Philly cheesesteak. Philadelphia cream cheese.
Dude, it was the worst. I ate half of it.
Did they have any peppers or any onions?
There was some
mushrooms?
green peppers on it, some mushrooms. But that was didn't taste like fucking anything. It just tasted like they didn't season it at all. There was not even any salt on it.
How was the bread?
The bread was fine. The bread was just a French bread, like that
roll.
you'd get from fucking Safeway.
Right.
You know?
Which again wouldn't be really
But
traditional.
cream cheese, my friend.
Wow.
We live in a time where you can look up on YouTube and see some of the, the most famous Philly cheesesteak
basically
sandwiches.
giving you a tutorial on how to make it.
Give you a tutorial on how to make this shit. And you can make it like even with like really cheapo ingredients and still like people would love it. Right?
Yeah.
But if you're going to get creative with this shit and put fucking cream cheese on it like a moron, like you got to put that on the fucking menu.
What sort of side do you get with this?
I got what did I get with it? I think I just ordered a salad with it instead of French fries because my kids were getting French fries and I knew I could, eat some of theirs. So
where were they cooking this stuff? Did you ever figure that out?
That's the other question, dude. I'm like, this shit came out of a microwave. Like, this, because like I was looking at the calamari, I was like, this shit came out of a fucking microwave.
Oh my God.
Like,
you gotta be kidding. That is the most,
This is
that is
microwaved.
foul, dude. If you're talking that this calamari was only microwave, that's gotta be so
That's the only
fucking
thing
foul.
I can come up with, like that this was like basically just cafeteria
Like they didn't even have like an
food.
air fryer back there. Like
I have no
like a
idea. You
toaster
can't
oven?
see any of it, right? It's unviewable, right?
Good Christ.
And like, man, it was so bad, and it was so bad. But the place was so nice. But then the atmosphere of the restaurant itself, like we were there, and then all of a sudden, like a lot of people left, and it was so dead quiet in there because there's no music going.
Weird.
And it's like, what the fuck are you people doing here in Grants Pass? For like a nice, this is supposed to be the nicer restaurant in town. You don't even put music on?
The only other thing that I've heard that's maybe possibly disgusted me more of anything like that's been prepared in a microwave. So you're telling me that there was some sort of breading on this thing.
Yeah.
But
it was soggy. It was
none of like
soggy.
there wasn't. I can understand if it's chutney or whatever was on there and it made it soggy, but there would still be crispy pieces that it didn't soak into, right?
Yeah, and I don't remember if there was any crisp left in it, but
wild.
because it was mostly doused in all of that stuff. So like, it was pretty well covered with that shit.
So the other thing that I heard once microwaved. There was a fighter that fought in the early days of the UFC. He came over from Russia.
Yeah.
And I forget what book I was reading, but he was staying with somebody. He like stayed in a back room of a shop. And the only way he could prepare food was they had a microwave there. Mm-hmm. And the guy was so poor and he was just a fighter or whatever. He would buy whole raw chicken and microwave
it. Oh my God! So it just comes out like rubber.
I can't imagine what a whole entire microwave chicken from raw would look like,
and how long that would take in a microwave.
It has to be so.
That microwave probably stunk so bad, dude. You never getting that fucking smell out.
No. I can't imagine what that looks. This sounds so gross, dude. Anyways.
Yeah,
that
so
and
that
calamari, dude. That's pretty fucking gross.
So from Grants Pass, we worked our way up to this place called Black Butte Ranch, which was actually a really nice place. We rented a house, and it's right outside of Sisters, Oregon, and it's a massive. It's like just an absolute sprawling like area, right? Acres and acres. It had like 2 golf courses on it, and then it's just like winding mazes of roads that go through, like, and people live there like year round. And then there's a lot of Airbnbs. We got one of the Airbnb places, and then there's these like kind of centralized in the different like quote unquote neighborhoods. There's these centralized like lodges that have these really cool pools, like the one that we were next to had like an outdoor pool and an indoor pool. And then like an arcade, a gym, a yoga studio, things like that. There's a little shop there, a place to rent bikes and stuff like that. That
reminds me of the KOA camps that we would go to when I was a kid, because that was something we would do from time to time.
Yeah, and it was a ton of fun. We had a great time.
I bet it was.
And these pools were awesome. Like there was a big spa, like big hot tub there that human stew, human soup, but it's super clean. Yeah, everything was super clean. There was
until you got
in it. A steam.
Once you left it was...
yeah, poo particles everywhere. People's eyes were turning pink.
Anal gland secretions, just fucking.
But so we went there one day, and it was kind of stormy out. Like there was lightning and stuff like that. So you couldn't use the outdoor pool. Everybody had to be inside at the indoor pool, which was fine. The indoor pool had like a slide. As I said, there's like a steam room. Yeah. It's not a sauna. It's an actual steam room, right?
You sure it wasn't a goon room?
It was not a goon room. And it's all like the steam room. It's just all glass, right? It's on the end of the pool. Yeah. And it's all this glass wall, glass door. So you can see into it. The people sitting in there can see out, right?
So if they're in there fucking, you know it.
Oh, you know what's going on. But there was this group of people there, like 3 dads, 1 mom, and then just a grip of kids. And they were so fucking loud and obnoxious, like running around, throwing footballs, right? Almost hitting people with this football because the dads, especially this one dad, who is, fairly good looking guy, really well kept bod, nice and cut.
Are you joking or are you being serious?
No, I'm being serious.
Okay.
He was the attention getter of the group.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, he got your attention.
Fucking obnoxious, like doing all these like things to like get people to see him, like did a fucking a backflip into the pool, where you're not supposed to, right? There's like no diving,
Did that impress you? Were you impressed?
No, not at all.
Cool.
It was just like, this guy
he
is
sounds
fucking
cool.
annoying as shit, dude.
Todd.
And he's like throwing this foam football and like
Nerf?
almost hits my kid in the head because he's throwing it so hard. He's throwing it to like one of the kids in his group, and like it hits the fucking water and like skids along and like almost hits Tatum in the face. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here, man? These people are just like lawless, And then like the kid throws it back and it hits the window of the steam room.
Oh no. And it's all soaked with water now, right? Too.
Right.
It's
so it's
heavy.
just like this loud bang. And it was like, holy shit, guys, calm the fuck down. Right. And they're like running around the pool. This one kid is like grabbed this noodle and he's just smacking the water with it just to make a loud noise. And it's just like everybody else there just kind of starts looking at each other like, what the fuck? And then they all go into the steam room. The kids aren't supposed to be going in there, right?
Course,
There's this massive sign on the door that says nobody under the age of, 12 is allowed in here. This is for adults, right? To come in and chill. And their whole group is like filing in there. And what they're doing is there's a shower in there too. You can, like, there's a sensor up there, and if you get it wet, it will pump out more steam. You're not supposed to do it deliberately.
Right.
Though, right. And so this guy is like getting into the shower and just taking the water and just whoosh, 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 just splashing this sensor and making it steam more and more and more to the point where you can't even see into the place.
Did you go over there then like slide a broomstick into the door?
I wanted to lock that whole fucking family in there. But I went in there at one point because it was nice, It was like they had like eucalyptus in it as well. So it's like kind of opened up everything.
Nice when they weren't in it.
Yeah. I went in, you couldn't even see where the benches were. The steam was so thick. And then I got close to it and I stepped on one of the kids because one of them's laying on the ground. And then 4 more of them are taking up each and every bench. And so I say, hey, I want to sit down. And I was like, oh, okay. And the kid got up. And some of the little kids like left at that point when I came in. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this will fucking calm down. And so I'm just sitting there and I'm steaming. There are 2 teenagers left over.
God.
The boy teenager.
You're painting such a weird picture here that you go into the steam room when all of these kids are in there. Like, wouldn't you just be like, hey, I'm going to wait for them to come out? Like,
well, they weren't coming out. Okay. And I wanted to go in there. So I was like, I'll go in there for 5 minutes, whatever. And so I go in, I sit down. The little kids leave, which, okay, that's great, 2 teenagers are left over. The boy teenager starts singing.
Oh, Christ.
In Russian. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, he's just being just straight up fucking obnoxious. And he's singing and he's singing, and I'm like, how long am I gonna fucking sit here? I wanted to get a sweat going, right? I wanted the sunscreen out of my pores and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there, and then he just fucking farts.
Oh,
like he's laying down on tile, right? And so he just lets out this fart, and it like ricochets off the wet tile, right? And his wet butthole, and like it's just the grossest, fucking juiciest fart. And the girl goes, "Oh my God, Kyle," you know? And I'm just like, okay. And so I said that out loud, and I go, all right. And I just like got up and I left. And it's just like, this family fucking sucks. And then finally so after every lightning strike, we had to wait 30 minutes before we could go back out to like the hot tub was outside and the main pool is outside. So they clear the pool deck when the lightning comes, and then you have to wait 30 minutes before you can go back in.
This sounds like a
nightmare. And so it was like hours long because lightning kept striking.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah. So finally, the skies cleared up, and we were able to go back outside. And I was at one point, I go and I sit in the hot tub, and then that whole fucking family comes into the hot tub, and they start chatting with some other dude that's sitting there, and they start talking about Jesus. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, you fucking, of course these people are just fucking God's warriors.
Okay, so like two different families started talking about Jesus?
No, there was one guy. I don't know how their conversation started, but I heard the woman go, because the guy was asking where they were all from, you know? Mm-hmm. And then somehow Jesus came up, and the woman, the mom, was like, "Oh, are you born again?" or something like that, right? And she's like, "Yeah, for the grace of God, you know, blah blah blah, you know." She was obviously divorced because all the kids were hers, apparently. Sounded like different daddies for each one, and then the three dudes that were there were like, one was her friend, and then one was the brother or whatever.
Okay.
And they just start talking about Jesus Christ. And I was just like, man, of course. Like, these fucking horrible people, these horrible, lawless people are like really super devout Christians.
Well, for all you Christian listeners out there, I apologize for my
no,
my
not
friend
all of
here.
you. I'm not saying all Christians.
I apologize for well, you know,
but
this might be the last
Christmas, man.
This might be the last show with Roden. You know, so well, that sounds like a really, really fun vacation.
Luckily, we did not see that group again. Like, we were there for like 3 more days. Didn't see them again at that place.
Did they have go-karts?
That was very, very lucky.
Did they have go-karts at this establishment anywhere?
No, but there were golf carts. I don't know if you could rent those though.
Because that was always the thing with like KOA camps. Some of them would have a go-kart track.
A go-kart track? Really?
Yeah, you'd get to go and ride the go-karts.
Man, I never went to a KOA like that.
And they usually had a like an indoor pool somewhere, typically, because it is Washington, and a couple of arcade games. Typically around the pool house. Yep. So
I do remember that. That's where I spent probably upwards of about $15 of my parents' money beating Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game with a group of other kids.
Shit. That's the one where you can play 4 at the same time.
4 at the same time, yeah.
There was it like Friday Harbor up in the San Juan Islands that had like a big giant pool with bumper boats in it? Did you ever do that?
We did bumper boats out at Ocean Shores a lot. Ocean Shores and like Cannon Beach and stuff. Whenever we went to the ocean, we did the bumper boats and the go-karts and all that stuff.
The bumper boats, now they think about it, were just kind of lame.
Super lame.
You smelled like, it was just like raw gas the whole time.
You get that, because you get that water on it. That water is full of diesel.
And the ones I always had were like, you steer them like a handlebars on like a motorcycle or whatever, and not responsive at all. And then you were trying to, when you hit somebody, like
splash them
with your body weight and all that stuff. Pretty miserable.
Yeah.
Pretty stupid. Like I remember like being done with it and going like, I don't know, that wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be.
No, it was never as fun as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the go-karts were always a good
the
time.
go-karts were always a great time.
Go-karts were always a great time. Did you ever go to one with like a slick track?
No, I
Ever
never.
have a slick track
no,
where you
none
guys
of
went?
the fancy shit like family fun centers and shit like that. Is that
Yeah.
what you're talking about? With the,
Yeah.
No, I don't recall ever doing
They
that.
had one for a little while, at least in Ocean Shores, and that was kind of fun. Where they would just wet down the track, and like the tires were just like smooth rubber.
Yeah.
And so you'd spin out just all over the place. You know, nobody knew what the hell they were doing. So, yeah. I remember one time we went down to the ocean. We used to do it like every Easter. We'd go to the ocean, rent a big cabin.
And you're talking
with the
Ocean
whole
Shores?
family.
Is that what you're talking about? Or
We went all over the place.
we would go to Seaside
Quite
a bit. In
Yeah.
Oregon.
And I can't remember which place had this, but they had like a it was a dirt track for like quads,
Oh yeah.
and you could go around and stuff, and I wasn't old enough to go on it, but my dad talked the guy into letting me do it.
Oh shit.
And I had never driven one of these things by myself before, right? And so my cousin was on. He was a bigger kid. He was very familiar with a quad.
Yeah.
And was just like zipping around this thing, you know, going off the jumps and stuff, catching a little bit of air and doing fine. I start out, I'm going fast. I didn't realize how much actual muscle you had to use to actually turn
Yeah.
with these things. I went straight into the fucking wall at like top speed.
Oh my god.
Hit the wall with my helmet, right? bent the handlebars around.
Of course.
Right? And just completely fucked this thing up. And so the guy comes running out and he's like, "What happened?" He was like, "It wouldn't turn." I just told him it would not turn. And so he's like, and I could tell he was looking at me like,
You weak little
"This thing's fine."
you
like,
weak
what-
little kid.
You piece of shit. Like, I knew I shouldn't have let you let your
Man.
dad talk me into this. And then he gave me a new one, and I proceeded to go about 5 miles an hour with my cousin just lapping me, going, "You fucking pussy," as he like laps me
Were
for
you
the
going-
7th time.
Were you
around
going
this track.
slow because you were afraid now?
Yeah.
Or
I was terrified.
Or because it was easier to steer?
No, I was just terrified.
God.
Terrified of it. Yeah. Terrible.
I always hated that stuff too, just for the mere fact that, like, especially at that age, like I didn't know how to drive a vehicle. Period. Like,
Right. Yeah.
Like my bike, I was fine at, but like I never did motorcycles. Never did. We did have a
Yeah,
quad.
those things had a clutch, man. Like, what? I don't know how to do that.
My older brother always had. He had like a YZ 125, and it would scare the shit out of me.
Was that a Kawasaki?
Yeah, it's a Yamaha, I believe.
Oh, Yamaha.
I
Okay.
believe. He did have a Kawasaki at some point too. Either one. You had to mix the gas with the oil in one of them.
Right,
like a two-stroke or whatever the hell it is. But yeah, that shit, I was always too chicken shit. But we did end up getting like a quad that we'd take down to our property when we go hunting. And I only hunted for like 2 seasons. I was like, fuck this. I don't. But we'd have like 2 or 3 different people would bring quads.
Yeah.
And the ones that were just like meant for like hauling shit and not like a Raptor that's meant to be like racing on a track, or the just like a work quad.
Yeah.
Those are so fucking fun, man. So
They are
fun.
a lot of fun.
Yeah. Anyways, that's here nor there, but yeah, good times. Well, shit. They really do have it good with this, the phones and tablets and shit.
The
like
younger
that.
kids these days, man, like a road trip, so easy. So they got it so easy.
I was at my grandparents' one summer, and the house next door had a yard sale, and at this yard sale they had one of those. Do you remember the TVs, like it was a tube TV, but it was a tiny little tube
Tiny
TV
little thing with an antenna on
with an
it.
antenna, and it was like super deep, and you had like a handle on it.
Oh yeah.
It ran
for
on
sure.
like, I want to say 8 to 12 D batteries.
Yes. My friend Kelly had one.
And it
Never
could get-
worked.
You could get radio on it, and
Yep.
you could get TV on it as well.
Barely.
And we bought this thing, and we were so fucking excited. We're like,
We're gonna watch TV.
we're gonna watch
on
TV
the road.
on the road. Nothing. You couldn't get anything.
No, because you're moving.
And this TV was such a fucking offbeat brand
Oh yeah.
that it had like a proprietary plug that if you wanted to like plug a VCR into it or run cable to it or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
And it was such an old, it's just an old UHF TV anyway. So even if you ran
Right.
cable to it, you'd only get like the 12 stations that were, you know, whatever
Yeah,
was available on 1 through 12. But you couldn't because it was some proprietary adapter that you had to plug in to then put in like RCA cables and shit like that.
Sure.
So we bought this thing and it was utterly useless. Couldn't use it as a monitor for anything.
Right.
Couldn't.
Did you take it on the road?
Yeah, we took it on the road, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
And so
imagine we
those
had
things
to-
are so big too. I mean, that takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, we had it sit. I think at this point we had a Buick, and the two seats up front were bucket seats.
Yeah.
And me and my little brother put it in between the two. There was like a center console. We set it in between there, and we had the antenna pulled out. Could not get shit.
Couldn't get anything.
And you might get something fuzzy, sort of,
Yeah.
but you'd quickly lose it because you're in a fucking car, you idiots.
You're moving.
You're moving in a vehicle,
Yeah,
you dumbasses.
No, that was the same. But that was the same thing. Like my friend Kelly had one, right? And we would try to use it constantly, but we could never get any reception. I mean, I grew up over on Kitsap Peninsula in a tiny little town,
Yeah.
right? So reception over there was fucking dog shit anyway, because you're surrounded by trees,
Yes.
right? And so, yeah, you couldn't get anything to work on that TV.
Do you remember when Atari and Sega took a run at the Game Boy, and Atari put out the Atari Lynx,
The Atari Lynx, yep.
The Game Gear for
Game
Sega.
Gear for Sega, yeah.
and then the TurboGrafx put out a Turbo Express?
Yes.
And that was by far the coolest of them because the screen was a dot matrix and it was
Yeah.
full color.
And it had a TV adapter that you could put on it.
That's what I was
A
going to say.
TV tuner.
And
Yeah.
so did the Game Gear. You could get a
Yeah,
TV tuner
yeah,
for that.
that's right. Mm-hmm.
So I always wanted that, and I ended up with my first job. I ended up ordering. I do have a Turbo Express, but I never was able to get the TV adapter.
Oh, really?
Now you could. It wouldn't matter anyway.
It wouldn't matter anyway. It's not HD.
They don't send analog out anymore. But I was at Toys R Us in Everett. They had the TV tuner in a sales bin for $5.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any money because I was a kid and I wanted it so bad. In case someday down the road,
Sure.
I would get a Turbo Express, which I did. Like on my first job I got, I saved up and ordered this.
You bought one on eBay.
Yeah, it was like early internet.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was new. There was a store that was still selling mail order. There was like this guy got the last stock of all of the TurboGrafx shit, and he would mail order sell all the games, but it was new old stock.
Yeah.
So I bought a new old stock Turbo Express.
Oh, man.
And it was the coolest fucking thing, dude. Even that was probably 1999 or 2000.
Isn't it crazy that Nintendo waited so long to backlight a colored screen?
I know.
They didn't do that until like 2000.
They didn't need to. Like
People still loved it.
All the games were way better on the
The games were so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had this Turbo Express and it was great. It played the actual. You could just grab any of the games that would go in the TurboGrafx.
Oh, you could?
Yeah. It was,
Oh, I didn't know
You didn't have
that.
to buy any.
Oh, wow.
But the screen was so tiny.
Right.
And the games were made for a television.
Right.
So
it probably looked like it just looked degraded.
it looked degraded, and
Yeah.
you sometimes couldn't read because the font wasn't. You couldn't read. Like
it's like all blurry.
Yeah, it's all blurry.
Just
So
a white block.
So if you wanted to enter a code, if you had to enter a code,
oh
so
no,
you're like,
that's
fuck,
true.
man,
Yeah, you're screwed.
So, but it was
that's
cool.
funny.
But yeah, man, I'm. Or how about this? Do you fuck around with those Tiger LCD games?
Oh God, I had so many of those. And the
trash.
what were the Nintendo ones called?
Oh, Game & Watch.
Game & Watch.
Those were actually pretty good.
Those were super
dude.
fun. Like I had a couple of like the Mario Game & Watches.
Yeah.
Before the Game Boy, before my parents had money to buy us Game Boys, we had those.
Same.
And so I played a lot of that. And those ran on just watch batteries.
Yeah, watch batteries.
And
the thing that fucking sucked about those when they went out, you had to.
Yeah.
Back then, it was kind of hard to find them. Like you you go to a Radio Shack or something, or
you couldn't
the
just get those
store.
batteries at a grocery store. Like you can now.
No.
Yeah.
Because now it's like there's a bunch of shit like
plus you had
aids
to.
and remotes
Plus
and
I
stuff.
think in some of those too. No, it had a little slider,
little door.
Yeah. But I was trying to think. I try to remember some of those little games too. You had to have like a special little screwdriver
to get into it. Swap out the
yeah. But those like, I just remember bringing a lot of magazines.
Oh yeah.
A book.
Yep.
A drawing pad.
Yep.
And then
comic books. I would get comic books.
Comic books. Especially in the station wagon, it always felt like we had a ton of room between us. Like in this road trip, we took our new car, which is an electric car. And by the way, it was awesome. Like there's charging stations fucking everywhere, even in the most like
for now
little places.
For now.
Cheeto Man, please don't take away the fucking car chargers.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, they were everywhere. It was so easy. Like in 1,500 miles that we drove for the whole trip, we only spent $70 on energy.
Shit.
To charge this fucking thing. And it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. But anyway, I digress. That car was packed to the fucking gills. Like to the point where when we first left, because the cooler's full. Like we've got more things than we're going to be coming home with, at one point. My kids had to have backpacks stacked in between them. And to the point where they couldn't even see each other.
Yeah.
Like they had a wall.
They had their own little
in between each other.
Yeah.
Luckily with these electric cars, there's nothing in the ground of this car. So you have tons of leg.
Oh yeah. Right.
But yeah, it that kind of blew.
Yeah, I remember. We never really had much room in that.
Well, you had two brothers.
So I had two brothers. I'll tell you this. I know that when we went to Reno, my cousin Robin came with us.
Oh shit! So you had like four kids in the back.
So it was my younger brother Kurt was probably in the front.
Oh, bench seat up front.
Bench seat up front between my mom and dad.
God,
and I was in the middle in the back seat between my older brother and my cousin.
That is such a long drive.
And I think my cousin was like 1 year older than my brother. So.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was. And I'm not sure if that thing had AC or not, too. That's the other thing I don't remember.
I don't remember if our Crown Vic had AC. I'm sure it did.
Even if this thing did, though, it's not like now. There was no vents for you in the back seat.
No, nothing like that.
It was all in the front.
So you'd have to wait. Like if you stopped off at the Grand Canyon in the middle of the late July.
Yeah.
And then for like 3 hours you're just tootling around there, and then you go get back in the car and get that thing started up. The driver and the passenger in the front seat, they're getting blasted with that cold air. It takes a good 30 minutes for it to make it to the rest of the car.
Yeah, and those wagons, they
just generating so many joules of heat.
Oh shit, man.
Oh my God. Yeah. And luckily, like my dad too was pretty good with making stuff. So he made a whole trailer at one point, just out of like particle board.
Uh-huh.
He got some sort of like chassis to put it on. He wired it so it had the stoplights on it and everything like that.
Yeah, we had
painted it green.
We had the same thing, but ours was an old truck bed, like a 50s truck bed or 60s truck bed. That my dad turned into a trailer.
Yeah. I think ours was a small boat trailer. It was a small little like used to carry a dinghy.
Yeah.
And he just flattened it out and put this rudimentary looking thing on it.
Love it.
We did not have anything like that. So we had to pack this car so full.
Yeah.
And my youngest daughter, her bag, she had a bottle of perfume.
Oh no.
That she had in it. And her bag is this duffel bag.
Don't tell me.
And I had to her bag fit in this one spot. Like I packed the car the same every single time.
You knew how everything Tetris style.
Yep, exactly. And I had it down to a science. And so her bag was the last one that would go in, and you'd have to hold it, smash it in, and then hold it there while you close the hatchback on it, right?
Oh no.
And so one day, I think this was in Grants Pass too, I shoved it in there and then closed the back, and I started smelling this really sweet smell, and I smelled my hands, and I was like, oh, that smells like perfume.
Oh Christ.
I was like, Tegan, did you have perfume in your bag? And she's like, I think so. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I think I just spritzed myself with it. We get home, and there's just shards of glass in her side pocket of her bag because I just completely crushed it. Yeah.
Don't tell me it leaked and was it's leached into the back of your fucking car.
I think it is a little bit, but it's not a bad smelling perfume, so it's not it's not the worst. It's not like a cat piss. Like we got home and our cat had shit all over our carpet, like drops of shit, and then somehow he was so mad at us. He rubbed it into the shag carpet in the living room.
Did no one come over to fucking take care of him?
Yeah, our neighbors did.
Oh, okay.
And check this out. We get a text when we're in California from our neighbor saying, hey, I'm kind of on a tear right now cleaning our rugs. He's got a steam cleaner or an actual rug cleaner.
Oh yeah, like a rug doctor.
He's like, I'm shampooing it. Do you guys want me to shampoo your rug? And we were like, yeah. And so he straight up took the rug outside, did it legit.
Yeah.
Took it out into the driveway and shampooed the whole rug and everything like that. Puts it back in.
And the cat shits.
And then the cat fucking shits all over it.
Oh, Christ.
So this thing was the cleanest it's been since we bought it. And then the cat just fucks it up right when... the last day. It was the last day because they told us that was not there earlier today. I'm so sorry. He must have done that.
Good Lord,
in the final hours when you guys were on your way home.
Jesus, Chase.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and
Chase.
I'm still getting whiffs of it. We didn't clean it.
I didn't notice it.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Since we're on smells.
Yeah.
The smell of the hot Chevy Malibu Classic station wagon in the summer is still seared into my memory.
Mind. Now, was that a vinyl seat?
It was vinyl seats.
Yeah.
And my dad, the back, the back wagon part or whatever. We had my dad had cut carpet out to fit back there. You know what I'm talking about? Because it was...
Not really.
Ours wasn't carpeted. It was just the floor was hard plastic.
Oh, yes. Okay, I do remember that in those older cars, yeah.
So he had this little... I don't know what sort of carpet you'd call it. It's not a shag carpet or anything.
It's not shag, but it's low pile.
Yeah.
Is what they say.
Yeah, and it had a little bit of foam underneath it.
Okay.
And so it was if we went to a... drive-in movie situation. We put our sleeping bags back there, so there's enough.
Okay.
When you put the seat down, it kind of curled up behind the seat. So when you put the seats down, this covered part of that as well.
Okay, gotcha.
So you could get your sleeping bags back there and all this
Right,
shit. Loved
yeah.
that, by the way, going to the...
Oh
going
yeah,
to
that was the greatest thing in that big
cool.
station wagon of
Yeah.
ours too. Like you could put the seats down, and
Yep.
it was like a full size man, a 6-foot man could sleep in that
absolutely,
thing
yeah,
comfortably.
yeah. But that carpet and then the vinyl when it would just sit in the sun, dude. You go in there and that smell.
That smell of that off gassing.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah, yeah.
So fucking wild, dude. I remember too.
It's so bad for you.
When I was a kid too, I remember sitting, like if we were at a movie, and I remember I feel so bad about this, but this is one memory I have of that car, like being engrossed in a movie and then like resting my chin on the seat in front.
Yeah.
And then like I was chewing
on it.
yeah, the little like seam that they had on the like the piping or whatever.
Oh yeah, I used to chew on that stuff too.
Yeah. You could just like chew a little bit of it off.
It had a flavor.
It did have
it had a flavor to
chemical
it.
flavor to it.
Yeah.
And I remember chewing on that. And then my brother, like older brother, like he was like, "What are you doing?" And my dad turns around and looks and is like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I had chewed chunks. And I'm, in my mind, I was just so absorbed into Goonies or whatever the fuck we were watching.
Yeah.
Goonies. Goddamn Goon Room.
Yeah.
Goonies, word of the show.
This is where gooning started.
Yeah. But I was so absorbed in whatever movie it was, I didn't even fucking realize it. And then from that day on, whenever I was in the car,
could nod off.
I could see.
You could see that thing as a guilty reminder every single time you looked at it.
Awful,
Oh, man.
awful.
That's so funny.
All right, buddy. Well,
I think we done did it.
All right.
Back at it.
Thanks, everyone. Hopefully this worked out. I'll know when I start editing it later, but God bless the Family Fun Center. Back in action, baby.
Back in action.
Back in action. All right.
Complete with our echoey tall ceiling, vaulted ceilings in here.
Yes, sir. All right.
Indeed.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.